You have the time.
So that's what y'all used to say, like swerve.
It was swerve like. Yeah, so we got it on our knees. I actually showed Big Sean.
Hi,
Why the
Billy.
knee?
Well,
It's
swerve
a-
life, we put it on our knees because on the right leg, because that's the acceleration leg on the gas pedal. And we were,
That's very well thought out.
and we were swerving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was see, I didn't know. I thought
What
it
In
did
was
Big Sean say when you
space,
showed it to him?
he was like, "You're a
Judas
no,
Aristocrat.
he was like, oh wow,
Hanging in space.
Which is I think
Hanging in
I think that's
space.
the nicest thing we could have said.
Yeah.
A graveyard in
Where'd you see
space to
that?
hang
That you just
yourself.
pulled your leg out.
We just,
Well, great way to live your life in
we
the test tube.
exchanged. Yeah, he's a good guy.
You said in the beginning of the pandemic, it was really rough for you. What do you mean by that?
Hey, Brittany, you're such a horse.
Working a lot.
Mhm.
Then all of a sudden, nothing.
Nothing.
And then, like, I was in my mom's basement alone with my thoughts for like 3 to 4 months. And then was just doing press about, like, for the movie. And it was just like dad stuff. It was like, your dad's dead. How does that feel? It's this movie autobiographical about your dad. Your dad dead.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I'm on Zoom and I'm just and I hear my mom upstairs. I'm just like, oh, this is a nightmare.
It kept re-triggering you, basically.
Yeah, it kept re-triggering me, and then I'm like super insecure about I make jokes about my dad being dead or tell stories about him because one, I want him to live on, and two, I think making a joke about something like that, and if he could get a laugh out of it, it kind of.
On me.
But I'm super insecure. People,
What are you
oh,
on
you
to?
talk about your dad,
On me.
famous, and I'm just like,
Really?
I don't think so.
Talk about your dad, because that's your dad.
It's my dad.
What
Yeah.
your life?
I believe it or not, I haven't lived very long, and I don't have very much to talk about. So I take from what I know, criticizer. But yeah, man, I'm working. I was super insecure and
Super insecure.
still am a little bit. But
Yeah, and that's
got a
quiet.
lot of help, and luckily, at the end of the day, I don't know if you did this where you like tiered your friends.
Yeah.
Where during the pandemic, Angela, I don't know if you did that where you were like, okay, these are like 4th tier friends. These are like friends these are friends that are like, we're all out. Like, okay, I'll have a drink with that person, and like we pretend like we're friends, but we're not. And then there's like 3rd tier friends where it's just like you guys used to be really tight, but you're not anymore, but you still keep in touch because you feel guilty, right? Then there's 2nd tier friends who think that they're 1st tier friends, but they're not. And then there's your real friends. I did that. I tiered my friends out, and then it made me like kind of I was like, my family's important. These 4 people are important. And, now I'm going to try and work and have some fun. Stop being so hard on myself.
Yeah, I don't know if I tiered people. You know what I said? Like, it's certain people that you check on. You know what I'm saying? You check on often.
Right.
And I guess people you saw during the pandemic.
Right.
I mean, you couldn't see everybody, but if you were close enough to see a person, even if you saw them once, you're like, okay, that's my folks.
Oh yeah.
I actually got closer. I got closer with certain people during the pandemic.
I didn't see
I had friends
now that I
that
think about it. Though.
I live by myself, so I think it's different, for me. Like if people have families or they're married, obviously that's who you're with.
Right.
But when you live by yourself, you have to make sure that you interact with people, right? Because that can really just make you feel just so insane. Like you have to see people. And so there's people that I never really got.
Love is the ultimate law of life.
One of my friends came and stayed with me for months.
Oh, that's nice.
No, that's interesting because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, who did I?
We saw each other like once.
You came to the house once.
We do a couple phone calls.
We do phone calls.
We do like a monthly checkup,
FaceTime stuff like that.
Yeah. But
I saw Angela ride.
It was pretty low key for me.
It was pretty low.
Yeah. Besides family and seeing my grandparents from across the street for the first 6 months. It was pretty.
I might have saw 6 people.
Yeah.
You, Angela, Dolly, Ashley.
I did move around a lot. I'm not gonna lie.